This is a comic that I made when I submitted to the Kindle Quarterly, and it was a dream issue. I was pregnant, but for 8 months, the male carried the fetus. And there's a cat singing a Stooges song. I'm a street-walking cheetah with a heart full of napalm. I was happy, healthy, and able to drink and chain-smoke cigs. Always easier on the woman when she's lucky enough to not carry full term. The last month of the pregnancy, the male gave the developed fetus to my uterus. Needs to know the mother, needs to know the mother. Birth in 3 minutes. Got to know it. I gave Itty Bitty Thing to an overweight, green-eyed woman to watch as I went out with my friends. She crushed the thing in her sleep. I rolled her over and found Itty Bitty Thing shriveled up, all brown. I am a little upset, but sang, la-di-da, life goes on. I simply carried Smash Itty Bitty Thing in the pocket of my gender-free, shaving spree hoodie. It was brought back to life, and she turned into a butterfly. I don't make babies, I make butterflies.
Up here on North Side, this is the first place I lived when I moved to Pittsburgh. And there's this route along the river. Tons of geese down there. And I'm so glad to move back to North Side because you get to run down by the river again. But there are all these geese and it's so hard to run around them sometimes because there can be dozens of them. But I was running one day and one jumped out from behind a bush. And I didn't see it until I was 4 or 5 feet away from it. It's honk honk. It goes wonk and it flies directly at me. And a goose, they don't look so tough, but I mean they look huge when they're flying directly at you. But I hit the deck. I covered my head and it flew with a couple inches right over me and went splashing down into the water. And I'd managed to go for 20 years without having a traumatic experience with a goose until that morning. Because when I was a kid, I'd pull on their tail feathers and they'd get mad and flap at me, but it's terrible. And I get back on the run and Dan and Nills are drawing in the living room and I'm like, all right. And I tell them a long story and put the punchline in. And I was all like, fuck, duck, goose! And they were stoic. I almost punched it, but maybe it was better that I ducked. Dan says, probably was. How'd you explain it if you lost an eye to a goose? And then Neil said, yeah, you don't want to end up like Fabio did. And I thought, what a bizarre non sequitur to offer me. What is he talking about? Who? And I go on Wikipedia. On March 27th, 1999, Fabio was involved in an accident in Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, located in James City County, Virginia. Fabio rode in the first car of Apollo's Chariot, a roller coaster, during its maiden ride. During the rapid descent on the 210-foot drop after the lift hill, a goose collided with Fabio, leaving his nose covered in blood. He received a 1-inch cut on his nose, but no one else was on the roller coaster was hurt. The goose was later found dead on the ground under the roller coaster with a broken neck. I didn't know that.
I don't know if any of you are familiar, I'm sure most of you are, with 24-hour comic day. It's where you try to script and draw a whole 24-page comic in 24 hours. Unfortunately, I only got to 14 pages this year, but I'm going to try again next year. So that's the first page. What seems to be a mother enters a bedroom. Slam! Cold blank stare. Sure. It's time for bed now. Your story can wait till tomorrow. Just 5 more minutes, please. No. Fucking kids. It's reading more, reading about the desert. I'm not going to keep reading this because it's really just pictures.
Keep reading it.
Okay, so somehow magically he's transported to the desert. And he's walking, obviously still in the desert. He looks into a tree. He says, well, you may not read that clearly, but he's hungry. And so he eats a caterpillar and squeak. He keeps walking. There's a cactus. Oh, lo and behold, there's a cave. Enters cave. Wandering dark in the cave. Monster. Shit. Okay, so this is sunrise or sunset. Sunset, sorry. Snap. You know, he's grabbing onto a branch for some firewood. Makes a fire, falls asleep, wakes up. Obviously, this is a new character, and this is all based upon a common sleep phenomenon called primary delusionary experience, in which you experience multiple different dreams in one night, and in this case, it is multiple different characters. So he wakes up as a character that I like to refer to as Little Tired, which is also the comics company which I have founded. Wakes up, brushes his teeth, puts his shirt on, ties his shoes, locks up his apartment 223, gets on a train to Steel Town, takes this train to Steel Town, and he swipes his access card to work, filing papers, drinks his coffee, reads the paper on the John, eats a sandwich, writes some emails, locks up his desk at work. Okay, leaves his work. Gets back on train, gets off train, opens key to apartment, makes some spaghetti, watches TV, takes a whiz, looks at a loved one, wakes up as a homeless man.
I need more blood. It's coming to destroy this world, this city, me. Only I can hear him. Only I can see him. He's trying to get inside me. Force me to channel him into this world. Resisting him is destroying my brain. Making people think I'm crazy. I'm the only sane one. The only one trying to stop the madness. But I'll need blood. The book says I can defeat him with blood. More blood than I have inside me. Where can I get the blood? They'll think I'm crazy if I start killing people. But where else can I get the blood? How else can I stop him? How else can I save the world? I feel him breaking me. Getting closer to entering this world. His eyes burning in the dark. Lighting my soul on fire. I cannot let him through. I must keep him in the darkness. Trapped in the city beneath the sea. But he keeps calling me. Pounding like a drum. Splitting my mind in two. Maybe I should let him come. To destroy the world. To prove me right. To show the world he's real. I can be his messenger. I just need blood. I need more blood.